Ashgate Hospice is a charity that provides specialist palliative and end-of-life care for adults in North Derbyshire and beyond who are living with life-limiting illnesses. As a place of care, it is important for Ashgate to be equitable, accessible and inclusive. This documentary focuses on the work they are doing to make Ashgate Hospice inclusive for employees, volunteers and patients within the LGBTQ+ community.
My name's Liz Allam. I'm the Equality, Diversity and Inclusion Lead here at Ashgate. I think it's really started with heavily being involved in Pride and signalling to the local community that we are an LGBT inclusive place through our involvement with that and our presence at those events. That led on to things like our rainbow crossing. We wanted to make a really big clear statement to everyone that comes here that we're LGBT plus inclusive. So we had that done as part of Pride a couple of years ago now, 18 months ago. We've done a lot of training with staff, so we have outside provision from John and their team, and we also have developed our own internal training so that staff can really understand the issues that people in the LGBT plus community might be facing when they want to access our services or when they want to work for us or volunteer for us. We've included our retail shops in that as well to make sure that that's really going out into the wider community. And then we've also done a big piece of work recently around the use of pronouns. So helping our staff to understand a bit about gender identity and gender diversity and why people might use different pronouns, and then offering them the opportunity to include them in their email signatures. There's quite a bit more really. Data capture, we really understand it's important to know who's in our workforce and who our patients are, so we've done a lot around making sure we capture that data. And we've got plans in place to continue with all this stuff through the scheme that we're doing with Derbyshire LGBT+.
I'm John Yates-Harold and I'm Project Officer at Derbyshire LGBT+. And what that means is that I oversee some groups that we run. So I oversee our families group and our group for the over 50s. I also oversee certain projects such as the Rainbow Accreditation. The Rainbow Accreditation is to get organisations on board to become more LGBT plus affirmative. And we aim to affect every level of staffing, from ancillary staff to cafe staff to counsellors to most senior staff. And it very much is that organisations are assessed on evidence that they collect to go with 6 standards. And these 6 standards mirror the experience of LGBT plus people when they engage with Ashgate. So from the moment they visit or pick up the phone to the moment they leave, what can they expect to experience as an LGBT plus person? And it very much is looking at the language that people use, looking at how people understand our specific needs, to encourage people to use the service who are LGBT plus. And it also enables us to signpost people who may come to us needing support and help. And we can confidently signpost people to organisations like Ashgate, knowing that people have had training and know and understand our specific needs as a community.
What we know, and actually we could do with knowing more, but what we do know is that people from the LGBT plus community don't access palliative and end-of-life care, including hospice care, as they should. So the research we do have tells us that they are underserved by hospices. We know less about our workforce and our volunteers, but for us as a patient-facing organisation, that's really important. So it's thinking about why that might be. And if you, again, look at the research and what things are telling us, we know that the community has faced a lot of discrimination. You know, until recently there were laws in place that sort of excluded and discriminated against this community. If you look sadly at the hate crime figures, you'll see the same thing. And so really we need to make sure that as an organisation we are crystal clear with the community around us that's, you know, Ashgate is 100% welcome and inclusive of this group of people. So we kind of almost have to go above and beyond. It's not okay really just to know amongst ourselves that we are welcoming and inclusive. We need to really get that message out wider because of the historic discrimination really that this group have potentially faced. And because it's a fundamental part of someone's care, if they're coming to us as a patient, this is part of who they are, their identity. We want to know about other aspects of them and their identity that would help us to make sure the care we offer is tailored to them, sensitive to their needs. So we need to make sure that's the same for people from the LGBT plus community.
So it's important for Ashgate to do this accreditation because, LGBT plus people are part of the community as well. Ashgate serves the whole community. And certainly research that I've read shows that when LGBT plus people are represented and included, our rates of recovery are faster. We're more likely to engage long term with an organisation that is inclusive and affirmative. And we can introduce our partners as our wives or our husbands rather than just our friend, which is really exclusive. And it also shows that Ashgate is committed to working with the whole community. And that's a really important message that needs to get out there. And very much that's the main message of the accreditation. Ashgate is inclusive, Ashgate serves the whole community, and everybody is welcome.